So today I am going to continue from exercise number E of the chapter future tense. We have already understood the forms, the different forms of the future tense: simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. The usage of the last two types of future tense, that is future perfect and future perfect continuous, is very rare, and we do not use it in normal conversation unless it is absolutely necessary. Right, sometimes we also use the simple present tense as well as the present continuous tense to refer to events which is going to happen in the future. Okay, students, today I am going to discuss from exercise number E. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks with appropriate forms of verbs given in brackets in the simple future or the future continuous tense. Either the simple future or the future continuous tense you can use to complete the sentences. Students are taught to solve most numericals on the basis of various formulae. There are many shortcut methods being used by others for a variety of calculations. Okay, you have to use the future continuous tense, so it will be there will be many shortcut methods being used by others for a variety of calculations, but none of them actually there may be many shortcut methods would be appropriate, but since you have to use only the future continuous tense or the future simple tense, obviously this one you can't use the yeah, this sounds quite weird. Yes, exactly. So what we can do is, there are many shortcut methods being used by others for a variety of calculations, but none of them will help us in an examination situation unless they regularly practice using such methods. Let us solve it according to the proper usage. Okay, not just because of the instruction, that because in this blank if you use any simple future tense or future continuous tense, the answer is not coming proper. Can you find any answers for that? I can't. I think R will be appropriate in this. Okay. Anything else you think will be appropriate in the first blank? Let's keep it at R. Okay. There are, because in exam this kind of passages, if they come, there wouldn't be any provision for such, like you have to use simple future tense or like that. Okay, so let us use R for this one. There are many shortcut methods being used by others for a variety of calculations, but none of them will help them in an examination situation unless they practice those methods. So the first blank I am doing R and the second blank will. Third is only that will enable them to increase speed and accuracy. Such methods will assist them only if they are sure about its application while they are solving, or they will be solving numericals in any upcoming examinations. They should not get confused or make errors. Okay, so if we write are going to assist is same thing, because it's the same thing and the meaning is also proper. Don't worry if you have written that, even though the instruction is that you have to use the future continuous and the simple future, but I think we can fill it up according to our own. That means what we think is sounding right. Like in the first blank, if we use any future tense, it doesn't sound right. Okay, so similarly let us solve it according to the correctness of the blanks. That means correctness of the meaning. As long as it is conveying the same meaning and it's grammatically correct, there will be no error if you are writing that. Okay, so there are, first one I have written are, second one will. None of them will help them only that will enable them such methods will assist them only if they are sure about its application while they will be solving numericals will be solving or are solving, both are correct. Okay, so here come to the next exercise number F. Imagine that the ex-president of India is scheduled to visit your school next week. The detailed plan of his visit is given below. Fill in the blanks using verbs in the future continuous forms. He will be meeting we are doing exercise number E of future tense. Now we are doing exercise number F. Okay. Exercise number F. Okay, in exercise F, just write the future continuous forms of each of the sentences, each of the words given in bracket. Let us try to complete this chapter today. First blank will be meeting. I don't feel, I think it is so easy, you can write it on your own. So no need to write on the board. He will be meeting, he will be interacting, he will be encouraging, the teachers will be requesting him. It will be a rare opportunity when students will be listening to his speech and will know his views about world peace and space technology. Okay. Now come to future perfect tense. When do we use the future perfect tense? The future perfect tense is used when we know that an action will be completed before a certain time in future. Okay. Suppose if I am talking about an event which is already pre-planned, okay, and I am saying, say, I will have slept when you will come to my house. I will have slept, or I shall have already left for the airport when you will come to visit me. Okay, that is two events will be there. Two events, both is going to happen in the future, and one of the event will be completed on a certain event, certain time in the future when the next event is happening. For that we use the future perfect tense. Okay, like I shall have left for office when you return home. When you return home, before you return home. Okay, I shall have left for office before you return home or before you arrive. Okay, or they will have finished serving food in the restaurant by the time you reach. Like this. That means when I have already planned or when some action will be completed before a certain time in the future, for that we use the present future perfect tense. As I told you, the limited usage is there because we can never be sure, right? about what we will be doing in a certain point in future, but this is used for those events or those actions which we already know is supposed to be completed at a certain time in the future before another event is taking place. Okay, so future continuous tense has the form will or shall plus have plus V3 obviously, because it's the perfect tense. This is the future perfect tense. Okay. Future perfect tense. Will have left, shall have prepared, will have gone. It is also used to talk about an action which will be completed on a certain point in the future. It will be completed before a certain time in the future. Okay. Either two actions of future will be mentioned or just one action will be mentioned when it will be completed. Okay. So, are you guys able to understand? Whose connection is interrupted? Jasmine. Okay. Now, this is the form of the future perfect tense. Will or shall plus have plus past participle form of the verb. Now, come to future perfect continuous tense. This is another very rarely used form. Okay. It's fine. Okay. The future perfect continuous tense is used to refer to a long action which is happening in the future before a particular time. Okay. This is also referring to some planned action in the future. Okay. Like I will have been or I shall have been gardening or watering the plants in the garden when you reach my house tomorrow. Okay. Suppose your friend is telling you that tomorrow I am going to visit you at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I may tell my friend or you may tell your friend that I will have been watering the garden plants when you will come to visit me. Okay. So, what is the form? Or say I will have been practicing yoga when you will come to visit me, when you will come to my house, okay, or before you come to my house. So, another thing, that is planned future event which is going to be happening for a long period of time in the future. It has started sometime in the earlier time of future and it will still be continuing at another as another event in the future unfolds. For that we use the future perfect continuous tense. The form of the future perfect continuous tense is will or shall. Shall is rarely used, plus have plus been plus ing form of the root verb. Okay. This is the future perfect continuous tense. Okay. So, this form doesn't have any passive voice. Okay. Future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous, we rarely use it in our conversation. Unless it is absolutely necessary, we do make do using future continuous tense. Okay. Now, come to the exercise under future perfect continuous tense and future perfect tense, exercise number G. Fill in the blanks using verb forms in the future perfect or future perfect continuous as is given in bracket. So, let us just stop after doing this exercise today. Next day we will try to do a little bit more. Okay. Very easy questions are there. You will just have to write it according to the form, as I have mentioned the form to you. So, what will be the first one? Number G1. Will have inaugurated, correct. Will have inaugurated. Number 2, the animals will have been performing, will have been performing. I think our class time is over. Number 3, I will have finished. Correct. I will have finished. And number 4, the annual sports meet will have been going on for 5 hours by the time it gets dark. Okay. Correct. Will have or shall have finished, because I is the subject. You can also use shall with it. Number 4, the annual sports meet will have been going. Okay. So done, students. Today we are going to stop here. I have given your attendance. So next day I am going to continue with this chapter. Bye, students.